Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor, for those of you who have never been here before, and today we're actually doing something that was suggested by one of you. I talk a lot about how you have to pick an intelligent aspiration for your first aspiration so that you get the right bonus trait for your sim, and someone suggested that I should do a ranking all bonus traits video, and I honestly thought that this was a really funny idea because there are quite a few and a lot of people don't really know how they work and the good things behind them and the bad things behind some. So we are going to be ranking all of the bonus traits that you can get from your first aspiration, and I will also kind of explain how that works as well. But before we get started, I would just ask you guys to please subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed this video and give it a thumbs up at any point throughout. You can also follow me on Twitter. I don't have a lot of followers on Twitter, so I'd appreciate if you guys went over there. Thank you so much. So before we even start talking about my rankings, I just want to talk about what is a bonus trait. So what's going to happen when you create a sim, either when they turn from a child to a teenager, or when you create a teenager or older sim in Create a Sim, you're going to be able to choose an aspiration. So you get 3 traits, 1 aspiration, and based on the aspiration that you choose in that moment, your sim is given a bonus trait. Now this bonus trait doesn't change depending on the aspiration your sim is working on at that time. It stays with them forever. So if you started off with, let's say, one of the Star Wars Journey to Batuu aspirations, you would get the Prepared Voyager bonus trait for the rest of your sim's life, so that if your sim wanted to become, say, a painter extraordinaire, they would not get the user trait, they would be stuck with Prepared Voyager, which isn't going to help them become a painter, it's only really going to help them when they're traveling. So it's kind of important to know that you want to pick something based on what you want your sim to do long term, or something they're going to do a lot in their life, and you can change the aspiration immediately after in your Simology panel if you so choose. You don't have to keep it forever, but it could just be based on that trait. This is something that you pick. So now we're going to jump in game and go over the 14 bonus traits that are in The Sims 4. So here we are in game. This is just a randomly generated sim. Her name is Carly, I don't know how to say it, Carly Sinclair. I have no idea how I would have said that other name. So let's give her some random traits as well. She can be a creative, cheerful goofball. That sounds like fun. So when you go into select an aspiration, if you hover over these, you'll see animal, which is the type of aspiration. So these are the animal aspirations that came with The Sims 4 cats and dogs. And then right underneath, you'll see bonus trait. So for this one, it is animal affection. Relationships with animals begin at higher values. This one's the athletic, so this one has a high metabolism bonus trait. So it says it is easier to stay fit and trim when you have a high metabolism. And for example, the aspirations under here are the new Mount Komorebi Extreme Sports Enthusiast, or just the bodybuilder aspiration that came with the base game. So when you pick one of these 13 aspirations, you're going to get this forever. So for Star Wars, you get Prepared Voyager. For a love one, you get Alluring. For a fortune one, you get Business Savvy. And these are things you will keep forever, so it's something to keep in mind. But when you actually click on one of these aspirations, your bonus trait will show up here. If you've never understood what that is, there you go. It's a bonus trait. So Sims with the essence of flavor make higher quality food and drink. So now we're just going to kind of go into all of the bonus aspirations and rank them from worst to best, in my opinion. If you don't agree, I totally get that. Everything in The Sims is subjective, so you might like something that I hate, and I might hate something that you like. You know, you never know. You never know. But these are things that I'm basing off overall value to your Sims and usefulness, I guess. I don't really like the ones that are oh, you can gain relationships faster. That's not really helpful to me in the long term. Yeah, you'll have more friends or a better relationship with your family, but it just doesn't feel as good to me. So we're going to start with number 13. Coming in at number 13 for me is the Star Wars reward trait. This is Prepared Voyager. So this says Sims who are prepared voyagers fill up their needs slightly when traveling. The reason why this one's at the end, because I actually think this is kind of cool if you have a Sim who bops around to different worlds a lot or goes out a lot. I think it's kind of okay. But the reason that I have this at the end is more based on the pack itself. I'm not a fan of that they added this bonus trait so that if you're working through one of these aspirations, you stay in Batuu longer. Because if your Sim's needs aren't going down really quickly, you don't need a home. You don't need to go home. You don't need to do any of that. So their needs are going up so that you're working on that aspiration more and spending more time in the Batuu world. And it just it irks me. And if you don't know, I'm not a fan of this pack at all, so it just kind of ended up at the bottom, but it can be valuable if your Sims are traveling a lot, but I know that a lot of you don't have this pack, so I feel like it should come in last place anyway. The next one is the location-based aspirations, so this includes things like City Native from City Living, we have Beach Life from Island Living, Strangerville Mystery, obviously from Strangerville, and the Mount Komorebi Sightseer from The Sims 4 Snowy Escape. So this one is going to give you the Home Turf bonus trait, and this says these Sims become happy when they are in their home neighborhood. So it's okay, yeah, you'll get a happy moodlet while you're at your house or in your neighbor's house or maybe at the bar down the street, but what is that going to do for you long term other than keep your Sim happy? And the emotion system in The Sims 4 is already kind of flawed, so it's like, okay, you can make your Sims happy in a variety of ways. You don't just need them to be in their home neighborhood. Plus, it's completely useless if they're not in their home neighborhood. I don't know. There's just something about it that I think is kind of useless. The next one comes with The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs, and that is the animal one. So that comes with the friend of the animals aspiration, and that is animal affection. Relationships with animals begin at higher values. Once again, as I stated before, I'm not a fan of the ones that just give you more relationships, especially this one because it gives you relationships with animals, but it's already really easy to make an animal like your best friend. Like, it's really not that difficult to grow a relationship with an animal in The Sims 4. I just don't think that this is one you should choose unless you're working on this aspiration and maybe working in a vet clinic or have a house full of cats. I don't know. I just don't think that it's the most valuable. So in 10th place comes the family aspirations, where you get the domestic bonus trait. Domestic Sims will see their familial relationships grow stronger faster, and you get this with things like big happy family, vampire family, successful lineage, and super parent. I do really like these aspirations for family-oriented Sims. However, I don't think that this domestic trait really does that much for you, because if you're so family-oriented that you're working on a family aspiration, you're going to have strong relationships with your children and with your spouse. No matter what, you're not really going to need to see your familial relationships grow stronger faster, because you'll be really focused on that in your gameplay because of the aspiration anyway. So I would suggest like going through and picking like a creative aspiration or something where your Sim can work while also working on this and have that help them more. I don't know. It just doesn't seem that valuable to me in my everyday gameplay. The next one comes with the deviance aspirations, which are public enemy and chief of mischief. This reward trait is called dastardly and says that dastardly Sims perform stronger and more successful mean interactions. And this one's kind of fun if you do want to have an evil Sim. However, I'm not the type to make that many evil Sims, so it's just something that I don't use very often, but I do still think it's more valuable than the ones below it. I'm just not a fan of like being mean in my game very often unless I'm looking for some drama. I don't know. I never really use the mischief skill. I never really use any of like, you know, the criminal careers or anything in this game. So I'm just not a big fan of this one. I don't use it a ton, but it can be fun. The next one for me comes in the athletic aspirations, which of course are the extreme sports enthusiast and bodybuilder. And this is the high metabolism reward trait. It says it is easier to stay fit and trim when you have a high metabolism. And I don't know if this is just me, but I don't really care if my Sims gain a little bit of weight or lose weight or what happened. Like, it doesn't really bug me that much. If you watch the 100 Baby Challenge, like, Penelope's had 30 children and, like, I don't care what she looks like. I'm just like, okay, keep going, have fun. There's no need to work out. Why are you working out in The Sims unless you want to be an athlete or an extreme sports person? You know, I'm just not into it. So I don't really use these aspirations often, and I don't really think that high metabolism reward trait is that valuable to me in everyday gameplay, but it can keep your Sims very slim if that's something that you're into. The next one comes with the two food aspirations, which are Master Chef and Master Mixologist. So this one is the essence of flavor. Sims with essence of flavor make higher quality food and drink. And the reason why I really like this one is because your Sims have to eat, and your Sims eat a lot, and having higher quality food and drink can help out your entire family. So if you have one Sim who's a very good chef, they go ahead and they make a group meal, you'll get happy moodlets for your entire family. So it's not like home turf where being at home will just make your one Sim happy. This can make your entire family happy, which can come in handy. I just really like this one because cooking in The Sims is kind of fun because you get to make things that you would never make in real life. So I don't know, I feel like essence of flavor is a pretty good one. So the next one comes with the popularity aspirations, and there's quite a few of these. We have friend of the world, party animal, good vampire, world famous celebrity, leader of the pack, and joke star. And this reward trait is gregarious. Now I put this one higher than domestic because this helps you build friendly relationships faster with any Sim, not just with Sims that are in your own family. And if you're doing one of these popularity ones, you kind of want to have a lot of friends, plus being social in The Sims just makes the game a little bit more fun and makes it feel a little bit more real and can make you more connected to your Sims if they have all these relationships and, you know, they fall in love and they have best friends and all of that. So I really do think that gregarious can be helpful, especially this one is, if you're going to be doing the friend of the world aspiration, I would suggest starting off with it as a teen or when you create someone in CAS, just because it's a lot easier when you have gregarious to be able to finish that aspiration. The next one is the love aspirations, and that is the serial romantic and soulmate aspirations. These are some of my favorites to play through, especially serial romantic, because you can just kind of make somebody a bit of a hoe. So this bonus trait is alluring. This one says that alluring Sims are more successful at romance than others. Now I really like this one because some Sims, like you could be an unflirty Sim and not be able to romance at all, or just a regular Sim who's not good at it. If you don't have a high like charisma skill, your stuff can go down. Depending on your mood, your romance interactions may not work. work. So I find this to be very helpful in things like 100 Baby. Definitely. Alluring is very good for like 100 Baby or like a Black Widow challenge, or any kind of challenge where you need your sim to have a lot of lovers, or if you just want to have someone become your soulmate. I really think this is really valuable, and you can kind of just have some cute romantic moments with your sims. And I think that having romance in the game it kind of gets you more connected to your sims again, because you fall in love with their relationship and you're very happy to see it. The next one that I really like is in the creativity section, which you get with Musical Genius, Lady or Lord of the Knits, Master Maker, Master Actress, Painter Extraordinaire, and Best-Selling Author. This is the Muser trait. So musers get better boosts to their skills when they're inspired. So this is really valuable for any of those aspirations, for any creative skill that you may want to go into, anything where you need to be inspired for it to work well. It'll just get you to boost your skills more quickly if you're inspired. So if you were to take a thoughtful shower, have your sim feel inspired, and then start painting, they're going to get skills faster, meaning that they'll create better quality works more quickly. This can be really helpful if you're trying to work through any of the creative careers, or if you're just having a sim who stays at home. Maybe they have a Plopsy store, or they have like a little shop where they sell their artwork or something. Any of those are great uses of the Muser trait, and it works for a lot of different skills, which I really, really like. So it's not just like working for an evil skill, like the mischief skill or something. You know, it works for a ton of different creative skills. So I'm a big fan of that one. The next one comes with the nature aspirations, and we actually have quite a few nature aspirations now. We have Outdoor Enthusiast, Purveyor of Potions, Freelance Botanist, Jungle Explorer, the Curator, Angling Ace, and Eco Innovator. So this one has the Collector bonus trait. This says collectors can find rare collectibles more often. And the reason why I put this one so high on the list is one of my favorite ways to play this game is to play a rags to riches, where you start with nothing. And when you start with nothing, you spend a lot of time going and searching for collectibles, and the higher the quality and the more rare they are, the more money you get. So this is a really good trait if you're working through a rags to riches or a legacy challenge where you just have no money, where you're very, very poor, and you just need to find collectibles. It can also help to get you to be able to find the rare collectibles if you're just trying to finish collections. That's a really fun way to play the game, is to just kind of try and finish all of the My Sims and all of those little collectibles. The new Simmy capsules from Snowy Escape, you can find those as well. But you'll be able to find the rare ones more easily with this bonus trait. And it does end up making it so you can make money easier, and I just like that. The next one comes with the 2 fortune aspirations, which are Fabulously Wealthy and Mansion Baron. So this bonus trait is Business Savvy. So this says business savvy sims earn more than the standard rate from careers. And the reason why this is so high for me is because it applies to all careers. I like bonus traits that apply to more than just one very specific thing. Like, you're not just going to get a moodlet when you're happy when you're at home. You're going to earn more money from any career that you decide to choose just because you're business savvy. And I really like that because honestly, making money in The Sims is something that I do. I start with no money and I try to make as much as possible, and then I get bored when they have too much. So business savvy is a really good reward trait for any sim. And you can honestly get them business savvy, change the aspiration if you're not into either of these fortune aspirations, but still get to make more money than the standard rate from careers, which is very helpful in the beginning of careers when you're making like $12 an hour. Wish that was real in real life. And for me, the final bonus trait comes with knowledge. So this is quite a few aspirations. We have academic, computer whiz, nerd brain, spellcraft and sorcery, master vampire, renaissance sim, and archaeology scholar. And this one is quick learner. Now the reason why this one gets the top is because quick learners build all skills a little bit faster. So we had this one here where with Muser, you get boosts to their skills when inspired. This one just has you build every single kind of skill more quickly. So you can get any skill more quickly. So this could be anything from Salvadorian culture to rock climbing to snowboarding. You'll gain all of them faster. It doesn't just have to be like knowledge-based, logical type skills. And I really like that. I've said the words "I really like that" a lot in this video. But honestly, being able to build all skills faster is really useful throughout your sim's entire life from teen to elder, because you don't really know what your sim's going to be into when they're a little bit older. Maybe they'll get into knitting and then they'll build that skill faster. Or maybe they'll get into rocket science and they'll build that skill faster. It doesn't matter what the skill, you will gain it more quickly. So I do think this one's really, really valuable. If you're going to be playing kind of skill-based gameplay, I think that this one is also really valuable if you want to do something like a super sim, where your sim's going to be gaining every single skill and going through every aspiration, because they will gain all of the skills faster. And I don't think any of these other ones are really as good for a super sim. But yeah, guys, those are the 13 bonus traits you can get from your first aspiration in The Sims 4, and kind of my rankings to show you which one is the best and which one I could do without. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Also follow me on Twitter And leave a comment down below telling me anything you want to tell me in the comments. I love talking to you guys about random things and The Sims and whatever you feel like chatting about. So if you, want to do that, do it. I would suggest it. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.